Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NasCard Radio. This is episode 234 of NasCard Radio, where trading cards and racing meet. I'm your pal Val. With me is the man, the myth, the legend, PSA and White Castle Hall of Famer Logan. How are you tonight?
I'm feeling like I've been DQ'd, and it's not Dairy Queen either. Yeah,
Yeah, we got a great show for everybody. Gonna do racing recap at a few races there. Panini Instant, check on it. Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton had a little event in London. We'll talk about that, and we'll talk about custom cards, good, bad, and we'll finish the show with a National Treasures King's Court.
buddy.
On today's episode,
Yes.
so I want to thank our sponsor, Panini America, and do some shout outs here to Jason Freeman, Race Dude, Cal Katz, and Misha Wines for the YouTube and Rumble comments. We read them, so please leave them. And then also want to welcome some new subscribers here. New Rumble subscriber, Aarushshahee.
let me try it.
You
That,
try it.
that, that was pretty good. Um, a rush he. I don't know. Please correct us. Let us know how to pronounce that.
Yes, yeah. But we appreciate the folks on Rumble subscribing, and then also on YouTube. Welcome Benji76 Cards.
I hope he's got more than 76 cards.
I think maybe collect 76 cards, but we'll see.
Who knows?
All right, so let's go to the racing recap. Yeah, I think that's where we're going.
Alrighty then.
Had a few races, but none in the truck series. They were off, but they're racing race number 8 at the SpeedyCash.com 250 at Texas Motor Speedway, Friday, May 2nd, 8 p.m. Eastern, Friday night race. Over in the Xfinity series, that was race number 11. That was the AG Pro 300 Saturday, April 26th at Talladega Super Speedway. Austin Hill was our winner. Highest finisher rookie was Daniel Dye at position 10.
Wow. Tell you what, I would rather be lucky than good any day. I'm just telling you.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes you sneak one in. And sometimes you give them up. So I guess it all comes out in the wash. So
It does. It's like Richard Petty. He's lost races on the last lap, and he's won races when somebody else was leading on the last lap. So I think it all evens out.
yes, sir. Oh, there it is. I was like, where's Austin Hill? I knew I had him here, and of course I was looking before the show here. He's got 3 wins this year. So out of the 11. But you can find his first cards in 2021 Dunruss. He has the card number 81 and then the retro 1988 card number 156 and the different parallels. He's in Optic and he has Optic signatures. He's in 2021 Chronicles, the Zenith, and Spectra. And in 2021 Panini Prism signing sessions only. And no NT cards, which is surprising.
Yeah, I'm looking at those Zenith cards, and he's kind of looking like, man. All right, which one of you guys farted?
Yeah. And our highest finishing rookie, Daniel Dye, 2022 in Donruss, has rated rookie there, and in Panini Chronicles on 22 with clearly Donruss, Obsidian, Phoenix, Stars and Stripes, and Spectra. He also has 2022 Panini Prism, card number 11, the different parallels, and sensational signatures. And he is in 2022 Panini National Treasures, card 109, with the different parallels.
Yeah, you know how I feel about that kind of thing. Misha will get mad at me, but you know how I feel about it.
Yeah. And next race number 12, is the Andy's Frozen Custard 300 at Texas Motor Speedway. Saturday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Lock and load.
Yeah. Over at the Cup Series, that was race number 10, and that was the Jack Links 500, Sunday, April 27th at Talladega Super Speedway. Austin Cindric was our winner. Highest finished rookie was Riley Herbst at position 22.
Yeah, wasn't a good day for the rookies, was it?
It was not. And Austin Cindric's first cards. 2018, he's in Donruss the Phoenix insert set. 2018 Panini certified, card number 80. Different parallels and the mirror parallels. 2018 Panini Prism, only scripted signatures there. He is in 2018 Panini Victory Lane, card number 33 there, with different printing plates and Victory Lane signatures.
You know, he has a recurring theme for his card, or cards, I should say. You know what it is?
The hand on the hip, what?
No. Curses, foiled again.
Oh,
He got a lot of foil cards.
yeah. I was just looking at that signature.
It's better than most. It's still not great, but it's better
Well,
than
it's
most.
unique, yeah, yeah. So, and then Riley Herbst. I know we've talked about him. He's in 2018 Donruss, the next in line. He also has 2018 Donruss Signature Series, 2018 Panini certified next signatures, and he has a base card in 2018 Panini Victory Lane, card number 38. Different parallels, no autographs in Victory Lane.
Amazing.
Yes, sir. Next race number 11. The Worth 400 Texas Motor Speedway, Sunday, May 4th at 3:30 p.m. Eastern.
Texas. Yeah, I guess Misha will be at Texas, probably getting autographs. I don't know if he'll be doing any work for Panini trying to get cards signed or stickers signed. I don't know if he's going to be doing any of that.
I don't know. Speaking of which, we'll try to have him on next week. Everybody submit their questions for him.
Yeah, we're going to have a Ask Misha segment. I guess I probably ought to do a little graphic or something. Ask Misha. So get your questions ready.
Yes, we'll put it out on social media as well. So
Mm-hmm.
over at the IndyCar series, they were off, but their next race number 4, is going to be May 4th at the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. That's at the Barber Motorsports Park. So they'll be back in action.
That'll be good.
Yes, sir. And that's it.
Alrighty then.
That was quick and painless. Close the windows here. All right. Panini Instant. Actually, they were pretty quick this week. They had the Austin Cindric cards out. So you had the 101, I think it's 105, and then the base, and then there's 2 autos, the 101 and at a 10. I took that the earlier today, and the pre-sale is off, and the 101s are gone. Both the auto
Ooh.
and the I guess non-auto 101 is gone. So the other ones are out there. So when this hits, um, you're able to at least get the base or if you want one of those parallels if they're still there.
Well, that was quick. Those cars go quick, though. You have to admit.
Well, there's a few folks I think that are flipping those 101s. So and you got to be quick.
Yes.
So I know you can't be greedy and go after like the 2 101s. I think you got to pick one and that's it. I don't think the same person gets both of them. So unless there was nobody, unless there's no Austin Cindric fans, but
Well, you know how it goes with how things get stolen out of your cart. I've had one of ones in my cart before when I was trying to get some of them, And again, by the time we get to checkout, it's like, where did they go? I don't know where they went.
You're too slow, old man.
Never, what's a mouse? I don't know.
Yeah, imagine being yeah, say older and try to collect the stuff on this web and so, yeah, buy an NFT, but it never comes in the mail.
That's right. I keep waiting for my NFT to come in the mail. Oh,
We need to do a bit on that one day. Okay.
yeah, we do.
Speaking of bits, let's move over to London, right? Fanatics. We don't talk about F1 too much, but Fanatics worked a deal. They're opening a shop in London. They had Lewis Hamilton there, promoting all things F1 and everything else. And so, I don't know if you want to speak to this here.
Well, he signed his one of one. I guess it's this 2025 um, F1 Chrome Superfractor card, and he's like, "Oh, look at me! I'm Lewis Hamilton, and I have signed this card." Show the picture, Val.
Well, you want to see
Well, or we don't have to.
no, I was gonna say, do you want to see the what his auto looks like, or you
Yeah.
want
Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's first of all, let's show us what his autograph's supposed to look like. You notice that he does a little top swoop, I guess, for an L. He comes back under and loops, and then goes back like Richard Petty does. And I shouldn't even really compare him to Richard Petty, but anyway, so that's what his autograph looks like. That's a pretty solid auto. There's no streaks in it. It looks pretty good. That's a good dynasty auto. I think he did great on that.
yeah, that's out of 10.
Yep.
All right, so here's the 101 that they got going on there at the Fanatics.
Yeah, he's really proud of that. And I looked at that and I commented. It goes. I said, "Wow, it looks like he missed a little top swoop. It skipped when he was signing that, and that's the one of one." Now, in my opinion, that's just it's terrible. I mean, for a one of one, I guess for some people, maybe that doesn't matter. But for me, if I'm looking at a one of one and I'm going to spend the money that this card is probably going to go for, I would like to see a nice solid autograph on there. And I don't know, you know, what was it? What is it that you always say about stuff like this, Val?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You had one job.
Oh yeah, yeah. He had one job, just one.
Yeah,
Well,
he said, yeah,
they were talking about like his previous sale of that superfractor. I think it was the 2020, maybe that went for like $1 million. And he made a comment. I was reading one of the articles, that it went for $1 million and stuff like that. And then he signs that thing. I guess you're buying the 101 or you're buying the signature. So or
yeah,
both. So that if you sent the PSA, what would that auto grade?
maybe a seven or an eight.
Yeah. So
An eight, I think, on a good day.
yeah, you would think you 101, you would take your time with it. I'm just sitting down. It's not like he's at the track, and when you go and get an auto at the track, they could be walking or whatever, and they skip and stuff. I was walking with Earnhardt Jr. and he had his auto kind of was like that. So, but that's what you get, and you're walking. You're not at the table, but he was at Lewis Hamilton here is at an event, so
Yeah, he's got plenty of time to sign it.
you would think
I'm just disappointed in that when I see that. It's just disappointing to me.
Ruben would say, hey, talk it up and try to get a good auto, but
Well, yeah, I mean, give him a stack of just common cards or some kind of crappy cards to practice on, and be sure that you've got a nice Sharpie. I would think that if you're going to do something like that, you would use a perfectly new, fresh Sharpie. That's what I would do. But, I don't
to-
know.
totally agree. That's probably what a few $100,000 card at least, if not more. So
Yeah.
it's going to be his first one in the Ferrari uniform.
So, yeah, somebody's going to go nuts, especially a Ferrari collector. who loves Lewis. There, some big money will be dropped on that card for sure.
Very a massive amount. Massive
Yeah,
amount.
it just was sad to me. But you know what? Also was strange, Val, was I was looking at the comments. I was reading. I read a bunch of comments. Nobody, nobody said anything about the way the autograph looked. Not one soul. I was the only one at the time when that came out that mentioned the fact that he missed that he skipped that top loop as he's coming around.
Well, it could be that the F1 collectors they're kind of newer to the market, and definitely newer to the impact auto impact autos.
Right.
For NASCAR, we've had impact autos. Well, I guess they did have stuff for in back in no. When was the last time I was thinking of 2007, but that was IndyCar. That wasn't
That's
F1.
IndyCar.
Yeah. So have they had autos in?
Not
Because
till
Futura
2020.
was Futura was um no autos. They were just mems and stuff like that. So I don't know if any diehard F1. Let me know what the first autos were if it wasn't 2020 tops Chrome.
Yeah, I can't think of another one, but I'm not a certainly not an F1 aficionado.
So I'm sure if
Uh,
anybody pulled in a pack, they don't care as long as it has an auto. So, but
yeah, that's true. But it to me, being someone who looks at all aspects of the card, that's a collect fail to me.
well, it's because we do autos. We can get autos graded with PSA as well as card, so we know that the the auto grade is different than the card grade, and so maybe F1 folks aren't. Um, I don't want to say advanced, but that's not the case. It's just um, I guess the folks who grade with PSA maybe, and they get the auto graded, but probably just the card. Anyway,
Yeah, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think about that because, like I said, to me, it's hashtag collect fail.
yeah, you would have liked to have seen, nice. Everything else was really nice on it, and that blue pops all over that. So except for that loop,
Yeah, leave that up for a second. Uh, Several people I think, were commenting about, oh, it's off center, left to right. Well, look over at the left side of the card where it says Hamilton, where it's just got it in a white outline. If you look where the top of that auto is, that border is about the same as it is on the right side. So it's not off center. That's just the way they made the cards. That's a design.
right? Yeah, I was gonna say like 54 tops, but I'm showing my age.
Yeah.
Just the way it was designed, right?
Yep. Exactly.
But whoever gets that card out of a pack is gonna be life changing.
Ain't that the truth? I'm not buying any.
Just like your next box of NT.
Yeah, I'll be lucky to buy a box of NT.
I was gonna say life changing. It's not gonna be life changing.
No, there's nothing in NT, unfortunately. I wish there was something in NT that would be life changing, but
Worth a
it's just
million. Yeah.
it's just the world we live in right now with NASCAR versus F1.
Yes, sir. I guess we can show the difference here too. Let's talk about custom cards, custom F1 cards, custom NASCAR cards.
Oh
What do you
yeah,
think? What do you think? Well, you want to look at some first and then talk about them?
yeah. Let's look at some and then let's just talk about them.
Let's talk about it. All right, let's look at F1 first. Okay, and I need to edit to the screen, and we want to go this way and go that way. Nope, not there. This way. Yeah, let's do that. All right, so these are some you saw. We were talking about it yesterday, today about trying to come up with a subject and talk about these custom cards, and you found you found these $8,000 so far. We got almost 3 days left. 2 days, 22 hours left.
Yeah, these are. First of all, let me say that I really like custom cards. They're. I think that the artists and the people that create these cards do such a wonderful job. Um, You look at this one. You've got who all have you got on there? You've got Michael Jordan. There's I'm not sure who all is in there. Is that
Tyson,
Tyson? Is that Michael Jackson there at the end?
I think so.
These are all Mikes, I guess. And that's Schumacher next to. And I don't know who that first one is. I hate to be stupid, but I do not know who that is. But they're cool, and I mean, look at the price on this card, $8,100. That in itself blows my mind. And of course, it's a one of one. All these, anytime you do a custom card, of course, it's going to be a one of one. Um, but you know, you know, the only thing I struggle with is, are these people using the name, image, and likeness of people without any kind of payment to those people or
Right.
their estates or whatever? Uh, that's kind of what I struggle with. I like the creativity. I love the way they look. Um, but again, it seems to me like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here, that, people are making a lot of money, and I don't know if these athletes and these celebrities are getting anything out of it. And, they should, because if somebody uses my name, image, likeness, I, I would like something for that. If they're making money off me, give me a little piece of the pie. But I can't say that. I don't know if these people are actually, if they have a license or if they have some kind of agreement or contract or something with people. Uh, I don't know. I can't say that. But it says not for resale. So I'm not sure how that works either. He's selling it, so I guess if you buy it, you can't resell it. I don't know how that works. Somebody can let me know in the comments. But I mean, what do you think, Val?
I don't know. I'm trying to take it all in. You were all over the place on this thing. So,
I was all over the
and
place.
and that's okay. I just was reading the back from California to your collection. It looks like first class, and I don't know if the not for resale, if that's part of just the design on the back. And I, I didn't. I looked, and Piggy Bank. They have a website and they do different drops and stuff. They've been around, I guess, since like 2021. So must be. It made me think of the tops 2020 and all the artists and how they did the renditions of the cards and stuff like that. So this one looks like it's Mount Mike there with Michael Scott from The Office, and then
I was like, okay, now I see who it is now.
yeah, I was looking at the tag, but it, for a 101, they must have as an artist a following and lots of folks wanting these custom here from these artists for from this person here. So this is the one, and then we had another one here. Again, $8,100 with 2 days and 22 hours. Um, so Lewis Hamilton here.
Yeah, heavy is his head, and it's got kind of has a similar back as the other one.
Lewis Hamilton, red, yellow, gold, first edition. Not well, it says not for resale, so I don't know how that works. And maybe I don't know, maybe that's how you get around some of that stuff.
That might be.
But it's very very interesting to see this kind of money for a custom. And I'm assuming it's an 8.5. Eight was 3.5 by a 2.5 card.
Yeah, it looks like he has his own custom holders and he does his own custom flips, which really brings up another aspect of all of this. These cards are not licensed cards that I know of. It doesn't say anywhere on there that, you know, permission of Lewis Hamilton or, something with Lewis Hamilton on it or Ferrari or not Ferrari. Yeah. Um, but, PSA won't grade these cards. So what you've got is what you've got. You've got a piece of art, I think is basically what you've got.
I guess that's how it's being sold. So it's interesting.
Yep.
Oh, it's next day air, $45. So
Gee.
it's located in Texas, but they talk all about being made in California and stuff like that. I wonder to get around some of the California laws
Yeah,
and
because I'm
taxes.
sure California has some stricter laws about NIL. They're strict on everything out there anyway. So I'm sure that because California, that's just how they roll. They just take it to the next level.
Well, if you're selling in California, you're not subject. It could be maybe they don't live in California anymore, like everybody else have moved out of California into Texas.
Or Nashville.
That kind of money, $8,100. So again, it's 2 days, 22 hours. So that is really impressive.
I, I agree. And looking at that card, that's a cool card. That takes some imagination and definitely uh, this person has a lot of artistic talent to make these cards. And look, it doesn't say Ferrari on his on the neck of his uniform. It says piggy banks.
Right. There's no whole logo to worry about. I
Right.
do like the stock. It kind of I want to say like prism or shiny whatever. So it's different. They're made up of these little circles. So it's definitely cool. I'd love to see
It
what
is
they would
definitely
look like
cool.
in person. Bet you they're pretty shiny.
And I'm wondering if he creates these on computer and then prints them out on this particular shiny
Stock.
stock, this chrome stock.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're cool. I'm not paying that kind of money for a card like that.
I guess for the Ferrari collector. And so again, I was on, I don't know if it was Nuts or one of these other sites. There's a few folks over there that make customs for the NASCAR stuff. And so here's some of the ones that I saw with like the SVG. It looks like a booklet of Prism with the Red Bull and stuff, and then the Mountain Dew Earner Junior. That's a cool looking card. I do like the Pats in the car.
Oh yeah, that's fantastic. And the process to make something like that is a lot more. There's a lot more steps involved than what Panini probably does when they encapsulate memorabilia on their cards because there's a lot of die cutting that goes on and things like that.
Well, think about it. It's different making one of them or two of them than trying to make tens or thousands of them. So
This is true, very true. But here you go again. A lot of creativity here. Some beautiful looking cards. I love the way they look. Like you said, especially that Dale Jr. with the Mountain Dew. That thing is spectacular. I love it. And of course, I love SVG. I'm a fanboy, and I like that card too. I think, but I'm looking at them, and it says Panini Prism from what I can tell on those cards. So is there any kind of licensing thing that's going on there with Panini and or of course SVG? Because you're using Panini's logo and their design, part of their design anyway, to create a custom card. Um,
but if you take an existing card and you cut it up, then license is paid on the original. It's like if you got a card, I guess what was it, the one of the breakers, they opened the card and then they like wrote over it and messed it up, whatever, and made it like a 101. So
yeah,
if that makes any sense, where I guess if it was an original card, like it was an SVG card, and then they modified it or doctored it up, is the licensing already been taken care of?
yeah. See that's what I'm unclear of.
So here's a few more, and then I'll have another subject we'll talk about here. So here's a few others that um, there's Ricky Hendrick and the Jeff Gordons are nice there with the Pepsi So under the lights where they've taken Dunrust's insert or whatever and carved it up, put the patches and stuff in it. So they're actually nice and do a great job with them. But then you make these customs, and we see this with some of the early stuff from the 90s where on some of these Facebook groups there's like, oh, um, my grandfather or uncle gave me a bunch of his cards or whatever, and I can't find any information on this card here. And, can anybody tell me about it? And it's like, you look at it and it's like, there's no markings on it because they were bootlegging everything back in the day. And, that if it starts trading hands, do people get confused and think these are legit? In 10 years or whatever, they're 5 years that these are legit Panini Prism. It says right there, Prism, and I don't know
Yeah.
what the backs look like. Or is it just, we don't, I'll say we don't care, but we'll worry about that later on.
Well, let me read you something. I asked Grok, on X. Here's the question that I asked. I said, do I have to pay NIL royalties to an athlete if I create a one of one piece of art for sale? So I'm trying to be kind of generic, asking that question. And I'm just going to read the conclusion that it says. It says, you don't automatically have to pay NIL royalties for one of a kind art pieces of art, but if the artwork uses the athlete's name, image, or likeness and is sold for profit, you likely need their permission or a licensing agreement to avoid violating their right of publicity. To be safe, contact the athlete or their representative to negotiate terms or consult a lawyer to access or to assess your specific situation. If you avoid the athlete's identifiable likeness, you can sidestep NIL issues entirely. So that's what they're saying. And,
Interesting.
yeah. So I think they're cool. If you're giving them away, that's an easy no problem. But when you're making $8,000 on a card, hmm, I'm assuming that piggy banks guy must have some kind of license with Lewis Hamilton. He would almost have to. I mean, for making that kind of money.
Y- Well, let me go back to that look.
I mean, do you
Is it,
pay them half? Do they get? I mean, I guess it all depends on what agreement you come to terms with them on. You know,
yeah, I was looking for his name. So that, just Lewis Hamilton is on the flip, red, yellow, gold, 12, 10, 24. Anything on the back? I don't see anything.
yeah, I think the flip has the artist's name on it or his signature. Is
Yeah,
that
but
Barry?
I don't. The Hamilton is not on the actual card though. It just looks like it's in the flip.
Right, but you're still using his likeness though.
Is that him or is that somebody that looks like him?
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying is like, yeah, you say it looks like him, but again, it's artist rendition. When they use somebody who looks like them, but it's not exactly like them. If that makes any sense. So
No, it makes sense. Maybe his mouth looks a little different or something. Maybe that's how you get away with it. I mean, and I'm not saying they're getting away with anything, but I am saying that if you're legitimately going to do this, in my opinion, you need to have some kind of agreement with these athletes. But if you're giving stuff away, you can do that all day long.
now, what about like, I was thinking like intellectual property. So Panini has come up with downtowns and color blasts. And I've seen them doing color blasts of, other drivers or creating their own downtowns for, folks who don't have downtowns or whatever, making some custom downtowns. So, is that violating Panini's intellectual property? But then how you go after somebody, it, the whole legality of it, I guess, gotta try to track them down and
Yeah,
a lot of paperwork. And is it worth hassle? I have to ask Misha about that.
yeah. Maybe that's a question for Misha. But we're not trying to poo poo on any kind of custom cards because we like custom cards. Just know that if you buy a custom card, again, it is most likely unlicensed, and PSA. If you're looking to ever get it graded, you can't get it graded. It's PSA will not grade. In fact, I have trouble sometimes getting PSA to grade something that is licensed because they usually like two forms of proof that it's a licensed card. They'll like look at Beckett and maybe trading card database and things like that. Make sure they're in there already. If they see that, then they go, okay, that must be a legit card because it's recognized by these two entities. You're not going to see that with these kind of cards, but they're cool art pieces. So
I was
that's
just
my
say, yeah,
take.
that it has to be in Beckett for the most part for like PSA to grade them. Otherwise, you have to do the legwork to prove it. So
Yeah. You know, I remember. I wish I had done something and grabbed the card, but I had that Jackie Robinson artist custom card that I was given at the National this past year. It's a beautiful card. I love it. But it was given to me, so these people were not making money off the card.
well,
I was
I
looking. I was
blame, I
looking.
guess, Tops and the Top Project 2020, where those those artists worked with Tops, so Tops owned the original, licensing for the cards that they
Right.
produced over all that time. So that was legit, full blown licensed deal. These one offs here, you kind of don't know.
Here it is. I got it. I knew it was here, sitting here somewhere. Yeah, this is the custom card that was given to me at the National, and it's beautiful. I mean, to look at this thing in real life, it's absolutely stunning. But it's a Jackie Robinson card. Look
Oh,
at that.
nice. Yeah.
It's so shiny, but it's a really nice card, and it's done by RP Vintage Card Art. It's RP Bailey 78 on Instagram. Oh no, I'm sorry, on X, and on Instagram he's RP Vintage Card Art. But like I said, this was given to me, and this guy does a spectacular job on cards. I mean, look at that thing. But it's his own design. He's not using any design that I know of. I mean, he might be, but I don't think he is.
Just to like, this is Jackie Robinson. That's all.
Yeah, although in the upper left hand corner it says Topps Gallery, so maybe this is some kind of Topps design. I'm not sure, but still, beautiful card. In real life, it's stunning. It was one of my favorite things that I got at the National last year. It was a gift.
Very nice. Well, I guess we'll have to see, how the market is for the customs, and if we see more or less. So those F1, those two piggy banks, he's got it going on.
Oh yeah, that dude's got he's a mover and a shaker. He definitely's got it going on. So yeah, leave us some comments about this. Let us know your thoughts, and if you're somebody that makes a custom card, let us know how all that works because we would really like to know. Because there's a lot of speculation here for us because we don't do this kind of thing, so we really don't know, and we're I guess we're more curious than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I'm admirer of the artwork. Some of
Oh
those
yeah,
turn out really, really nice. It's just, just how that whole thing works. If there's questions, I guess a lot of questions about it. So just trying to understand it,
yeah, for sure.
because I know like Panini, they got to pay everybody. Just trying to get a Panini Instant, trying to get approvals from the sponsors, the team, the driver,
Yeah,
NASCAR. Everybody's got to okay stuff, the images.
yeah. Well, that's the thing about these player unions. It makes it. I think it makes it a little easier, unlike NASCAR.
Yeah. Maybe with some whenever the whole thing shakes out, maybe it'll be easier for licensing.
Let's hope so.
So, but that's all I had.
All right, cool.
Ready for King's Court, or anything else we missed before we go to King's Court?
I don't think we missed anything this week. We talked last week about the Xfinity on CW
Oh
deal
yeah,
where yeah, I've added a few more names in there this week, maybe I'll win something. And if anybody wins anything, let us know. We'd love to see what it is.
Yeah, be interesting to see some of some of those prizes would be awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to win something. I think it'd be super cool.
All right, let's go to King's Court.
Let's
Let's
do
do
it.
it. Are you muted?
Yep, got to get my computer ready for King's Court this week. Yeah, one of the things we've noticed about our new studio software is that when we play videos like that, like the King's Court video, it doesn't automatically mute us. So I'm muting myself just in
No,
case.
it does mute. We can just hear ourselves. It doesn't record that way.
Oh, it doesn't. Oh, okay. So we can hear. See, I did not know that, and I learned something new. Go me.
So yeah, you don't have to mute.
Okay, cool. I'll remember that going forward. All right. So this week's King's Court, it's an all NT 2024 NT racing King's Court. So let's get going with
Wait, hold on,
honorable.
hold on.
Oh,
A whole King's Court on NT.
yeah, this is all in. This is all 2024 NT. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes, yeah. We haven't even used any sound effects. I forgot all about it. Now I remember. All right, so let's get going. Let's see. All right, so honorable mention number one. This is on the 27th of April, 2024. National Treasures, NASCAR Racing, Richard Petty, Treasures of the Hall. And this is cool. You know, I love the King. Um, this card went out for bidding, and it was only $82 with 11 bids. And it's got some mem and auto of the King. My gosh, I think that's kind of cheap.
Well, I was just thinking, like, it's not like there's a whole bunch of race used fire suits for the King around. It's like
No, there's not.
Earnhardt Senior. You just is just so much, and when it's gone, it's gone. So I think that's one of those undervalued. Earnhardt Senior mem is pricey, and I think I don't necessarily know that the King has that kind of appreciation when you get those jumbo patches and stuff like that of race used fire suits. So this is really cool.
It is. I love it. All right, next up, honorable mention number two. This is on the 21st of April, 2024 Panini National Treasures. Jeff Gordon, Jeffy Poo, Treasured Moments Auto, number 7 of 10. He's got his little sideways scribble going on there. They were asking $249.99 for this card. The hand is coming up. Click. Somebody bought it for $249.99.
That's a nice looking card. I like the way it has like the full bleed photo on that.
I do too, and of course that's his 1994 inaugural Brickyard 400 picture from when he won that race. Um, but it's a cool card, and a lot of people go, how Panini, how come you don't put out a lot of pictures with him with his rainbow fire suit? And well, there you go. There's one with his rainbow fire suit.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, I like it. Jeffy Poo.
All right.
All right, next up is our Joker of the Week. This is on the 30th. Don't make me laugh. 30th of April, 2024 Panini National Treasures dual auto Noah Gragson and Josh Berry out of 25 with an inscription. And look what it says.
I saw that.
I saw that as a ding. That's automatically the Joker.
This guy sucks.
Yeah, they were asking $225, and it went for $200. Believe it or not, best offer.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I love it,
Noah.
man. That was hilarious when I saw that.
Yeah. I like Noah. He's got a personality.
Well, I love inscriptions of any kind like that on cards. I think that just adds to it. It it creates a buzz. I just think it's cool.
So Josh Berry knows now not to sign cards first. You want to sign them second.
Exactly. So he can say that other people suck.
Exactly.
Oh God.
All right.
Cool, man. All right, so next up is our Jack of the Week. This was on the 20th of April. Carson Quapple with Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2024 National Treasures SSP Dual On Card Auto. They were asking $499.99. Took a best offer of $400 for that card for
Nice.
Carson Quapple and Dale Jr.
Wow.
But yeah, he's our young guy, and I guess you've got his mentor, or not real sure, but very cool card. I'm sure the price is mostly probably for Junior, but still, he is our young driver.
What's interesting is Junior's got the sticker of his auto, but Carson does not. And they're at, because the Junior Motorsports will put those stickers on their drivers as well. So that's
Yeah,
interesting.
it's very interesting.
Maybe they stopped doing it for the other drivers. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe there's a cost factor involved. I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Just thought it
Yeah,
was interesting. Okay.
yeah. All right, pretty cool. All right, next up's our Queen of the Week. This is our female driver. This was the 21st of April, 2024 Panini National Treasures Rides. And I know how much you love rides, Val.
Yeah.
Haley Deegan, number 73, Hollow Platinum Blue, one of one. And they were asking $199.99 for her car here, being a one of one. And here comes the hand again.
No.
Dun, 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 dun. Click.
Wow.
Yep, somebody went and clicked it for $199.99. So Haley Market, we keep saying it every week, is alive and well.
Yeah. It's for one-on-ones at least.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, pretty cool. I know. I like car cards. I know you don't, but I like them. I think that's a cool card.
I was laughing because you remind me of that Max when somebody mailed in about they bought a pack of cards and they wanted all car cards, but they were driver cards, so they wanted their money back.
Yeah. They were sending you your 90 cents back. Here.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it going.
All right, next up, King of the Week, male driver. This is on the 29th of April, 2024, Panini National Treasures. William Byron, number 6 of 6. Auto on card booklet, fire suit. Sick. Yeah, it's definitely sick. But they were actually, this card went out for bidding. Excuse me, it went for bidding. It landed at $480 with 25 bids.
Is it me
So
or has he changed his auto?
it looks a little different.
I'll have to do some research on how. Yeah, I don't remember him signing this way. I wonder if he's. I have to do some checking.
WC buy.
Yeah,
But that's a
it's
great
nice. Yeah,
patch.
it's a great patch. I like the booklet. It's nice. Very. I like the way the curves there on the center and the end. Looks good.
It does look good. I
Each
like
and the
that, but you
team did
notice
great.
it's not embroidered. It's just looks like it's guess maybe they're doing iron on now.
Maybe
We had iron on patches when I was a kid. Come on, let's embroider these things for God's sakes.
they're old school now. They're iron-ons. Wow.
Yeah, no kidding, man. But his cards. I think the price on this is probably because of the Valvoline logo. Is probably why this is so expensive.
I
That'd
probably
be my
agree with
guess.
that. Yeah.
But still cool. And sidebar on this. There's only one booklet I think per case in NT this year.
I'm not sure. That's probably a good
I'm
question to
thinking
ask
I'm
Misha.
thinking that it is. Yeah, that's a question for Misha. We'll ask him.
All right, let's keep it
Remind me. Do a postie note. All right, next up is our ace of the week, which is our one of the week. Look who it is again. This is on the 22nd of April, 2024. Panini National Treasures Racing, William Byron, number H40WBR 101 Auto. So this is the Hendrick 40th anniversary. I wish they had done the 75th anniversary for Petty, but anyway, I don't know what happened with that. But anyway, they were asking $700, and guess what? This car went for $500.
What?
Yeah, definitely. And somebody put it in one of those mags that looks like a, PSA flip, PSA holder. Made their own little flip for it. The Card Farmers. Yes, it says
Okay.
Mag Pro on the back. But yeah, this autograph is guaranteed by Panini America Incorporated. Go Panini. But I think part of the value is that it's one of those 40th anniversary autos, and it's the one of one, and he is the 24. So,
It's a
but
good
that
looking card.
it's a good yeah. They did a
They
great
did a,
design
they
on
did a
those.
great job. Yeah.
I like the way they look. But yeah, $500. I'm not a Willie B fan, so
I
congrats to
can
whoever got
definitely.
it.
I mean, they're so Hendrick Motorsports historic that, and with this subset in there, everybody's going to want to collect their favorite driver or try to collect the set there with the um, Hendrick Motorsports stuff. So, dang, it could be Hendrick Motorsports people looking for them.
It could be. You never know.
All
All
right.
right. So finally, our Royal Flush tonight. This was on the 20th of April, 2024. National Treasures Dale Earnhardt Jr. Platinum one of one autograph card. It's number H40. It's another Hendrick card dash DEJ. They were asking $800 for this card, and it went for $625.
Wow.
So I think there's something to this Hendrick 40th anniversary thing.
Yeah, Misha and team are going to love this.
Oh yeah, that's that's a heck of a price for a junior auto.
So I got to see who else is in that set. I did see Tim Richmond, of course, not signed. And I saw, I think somebody on the nuts was looking for these 40th anniversary unsigned. So
Yeah, even the unsigned one on ones are probably going to go for some good change.
they look good.
Yep, no doubt. But did you notice something this week? There's no gold.
Right. There's no gold in NT, right?
No, there's no gold in NT.
All right. We'll have to save it for next week.
Yeah.
Oh, he found the sound machine.
Yep. So that's it for this week's NT King's Court. Hope you enjoyed it.
Awesome. Yep. All right. Anything want to wrap up here? Again, we're planning on having Misha on next week. Let us send us your questions. I guess we'll put it out on the socials as well to get those questions gathered and see if he can unmystify some of the behind the scenes there at Panini.
Yes. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
Exactly. So,
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and say it so we can at least do it. Ready? Hashtag we love,
wait,
we love, go. There we go.
there you go.
Yeah. Hashtag it's so shiny. And let's see. Hashtag Ty freaking Gibbs. I don't know if that boy's ever going to win a race. Um, check out the Racing Card Hall of Fame, please, if you don't mind. It's racingcardhof.com. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, for me and Logan, thanks for watching the show. Appreciate it. Please like, share the podcast, the video, YouTube channel. I try to get educate folks on NASCAR and trading cards, IndyCar. So they'll be racing again next week. So we should have a full docket next week because we have Truck, Xfinity, Cup, and IndyCar.
Mm-hmm.
Be glad. So,
That'd be cool.
yep. All right. For me, Logan, thanks for watching. Everybody have a safe weekend of racing, and then we will see you next week. We're out of here. Bye.